Are you ready for the Low Blows Network? It's the show where you control what's on the agenda. Ask us anything and we're blood-bound to answer. Starring Rick Nash, Corporate King, and the Queen of Irish Wrestling, Katie Harvey. It's Ask Low Blows. Bollocks. We just finished saving the main show. Katie's gone home and we got so caught up in the negativity of all the Courage situation and kind of letting people know what the story was. We forgot to mention that you've probably seen on social media by now because it's going out on Friday morning. Phoenix Wrestling have decided to run their own show on Saturday using the wrestlers who are booked on Courage. So an absolutely such a cool gesture. Also, like, you know, I hope this really goes well for them. I hope this catches on with people and, like, just people end up going, right, fuck it, we'll travel down, and they get a packed house. Like, such a I love that about wrestling as well, though, because for all, like, the negative shit, like, that we do discuss, there's also positive shit, and there's, like, especially in the Irish scene now, there's good people around who will do this, you know what I mean? Because people got on to me today with similar ideas before Phoenix started talking about this, and I'm like, mate, I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted from having to deal with this for so long that, like, I can't even begin to think about, like, doing, like they were saying, do it with Fight Factory and stuff, and I'm like, I can't begin to think about, like, them having to go to that stress and us having to ask them and so on. So, shout out to Phoenix for taking it on short notice. It's really cool, and I hope it goes well. I cannot wait. Guys, it's just me and Corporate Keen here. Just crying about how, you know, the show we booked got cancelled and stuff like that. Still a bit low. We can't slag Katie now. She's gone home. She had to...
No, that's the worst part. That's low blows normally where you get all your digs in and all that. all these elbow jokes, and I was ready, and now she's gone.
We'll save it. Like I said on the main show, we're going to do a Katie special next time on Ask Low Blows to get your questions in, specifically for Katie Harvey, and we will grill her within an inch of her life. But guys, until then, it's just as normal this week. It's the show where you control, ask us literally anything wrestling or otherwise, and we are blood bound to answer. Dave Bandana of Talk Nerdy to Me on the Lobos Network got in touch, and he asked, if you were arrested with no explanation, what would your friends and family assume you had done? Love this question.
Illegally downloaded some of Great Power Udi's latest matches. That's about it, really. I gotta be honest.
It's a tough one. It's a great question, but it's a tough one to answer. Like, I don't know, maybe my friends might think something to do with fighting. Like, I'm really chilled out. Like, I used to, like, I can have a temper, but, like, since I've turned 30, I've, like, got real, like, I'm mature now, and, like, I tend to get more upset than angry in situations, like, these days. But I used to have a temper. I haven't gotten fights since I started wrestling, since I got trained. So, like, when I was a kid, basically. But I used to get in loads of fights back in the day. So maybe my friends would assume that. I think my family would assume, because they know me, and I think people who listen to Low Blows would probably assume that it's, like, fraud or something like that. Like, because I always have schemes and I always have plans, like, but, like, all legal. Like, but with Low Blows, it's like the VOD, the network, the this, the that. I always come up with plans, and my family would know, like, what are you doing now? I'm a bit of a Del boy, like, so I'd assume that they'd assume that it's one of them gone wrong. Dave also asked, with Scotty Davis, of course, to face Juice and Thunder Liger at Scappermania 5, what other matches would you make between current Irish wrestlers and active legends? Active legends is the tough part of this for me.
LJ and Jericho.
Yeah.
That's really it. I'm not someone who has any massive desire to see legends wrestle.
Yeah.
I'm delighted with Liger coming over, and that's great. And Jericho's obviously still fucking, you know, killing it wherever he goes, but for the most part, you know, like I prefer kind of one night only, inside the ropes type things.
Yeah.
So when it comes to, like, active legends, like, if they're at their peak, that's a different question. But for, like, wrestlers that are still going today, I don't know, really just LJ and Chris Jericho.
Who are active legends? Who counts? So Kurt Angle?
Yeah.
Who'd be good to face Kurt Angle? If it's like comedy Kurt Angle, be cool.
If it's technical Kurt Angle, Michael May.
That's a really good match. Michael May, Kurt Angle. That'd be fantastic. Who else is there? Because, like, they used to have a shitload of these. Yeah. Brock Lesnar, I suppose you could count as that. Brock against Jordan.
I suppose he
it's
is.
Like the ultimate Walter Jordan.
Yeah, I suppose he is a legend.
Part-timer as well. That's the lines I'm thinking.
Alright, who's part-time? Goldust.
Goldust against Be Cool or Angel Cruz.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well.
Goldust against Dusty against Justy.
R-Truth. I don't know. I'm trying to think. Who's part-time? That's a good way of putting that. Triple H.
Triple H. Oh. See, the problem is there's not that many Irish main eventers. So it's just Jordan. Like, LJ, you'd put in there. Who else would be a main eventer, like? Or else it's just going to be Jordan.
Raven Creed main evented against Jordan Grace a while back.
Who's an active women's legend?
Doesn't have to be women's. Be anyone.
Doesn't have to be, but like, you know.
Raven Creed versus Raven. That was actually one I came up with in my head.
There you go, Raven against Raven.
Exactly.
There you go. Guys, text us in what we missed. This is a question we've got so many times before, but I just want to say the username to see if I got it right. At Wrestly34804765, got on to us. This is what I love about it. Like, I don't know who they are because their username is wrestling. And I wonder if, like, that's someone who's really young. I'm not making fun of you, by the way, because I've done this, and I think everyone has. And, like, they're really young, and they get on the internet, and they're like, I'm going to be wrestling. I'm going to be the one who's wrestling. But we don't know who you are. So send in your name with stuff so we can identify you and build a relationship as podcaster and listener. If you could pick 11 Irish wrestlers to make a football team, who would it be and what positions would they be? Who'd be goalkeeper?
Katie. See, this is what I mean. It's not fun with her
She's
not
got
here.
the gloves. I can imagine it. But all she can do, she's terrible. Like, she's just standing there with her arms up. Right, who be wing back? So right back, left back.
Right back, LJ Cleary, like father, like son. You know what I mean?
Left back, you're looking at right back and left back are usually a good team. So then you're looking at one of the more than hype lads. Left back, I associate with someone who's speeding up the wing,
so who's fast?
like a wing back. And then I'd say you're looking at Darren Carney maybe.
Yeah,
but I could also see him being a number 10.
Left back. I'm thinking Devlin, but I feel like that's wasted.
Jordan's a striker.
Yeah.
Jordan's a striker.
No,
do you see that bicycle kick?
Yeah, I wanted my strike partnership to be Declan and Terry Thatcher, because I'd be like Peter Crouch and like...
Declan doesn't count.
But no, what I'm saying is you could like have him wrestle one match so he counts for this, and then like, you know, Declan and Terry, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair enough. He is a good Niall Quinn, like.
Yeah, you can put him in... Yo, I need him up there for those headers, you know what I mean? Like,
this is it.
Send Declan up for the corner.
They're Niall Quinn and Robbie Keane. You know what? I'm going to let Declan in this team.
Yes!
Jordan then would be, he'd be...
Cam?
Yeah, he'd be a Cam.
Let's
So this is a 4-3-1-2.
But you see, what your 4-3...
Now we've got more... Who's the defensive midfielder? Who's the linchpin? Who's the one that holds it all together?
Well, for me...
Phil, defensive midfielder. He's the Claude McAlelly.
I was thinking a CDM would be somebody who's hard... Like, I'm thinking Roy Keane. I'm thinking who's hard as fuck.
Phil.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I think he'd be a good one.
And kind of the person that holds it all together, the glue.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got Phil. So we need
centre
a
back, I'd go with Liam Royal.
Yes.
That's a centre back, 100%. Who else? Who'd be...
Big Rab.
Big Rab. You know what? I mean...
Yeah. Two fucking bruisers in centre back. Oh, Bruiser. Bruiser can't play football, I've seen it. It's pitiful. It's fucking pitiful. It's like a fucking 6-year-old. You can't kick the ball. Like, do you know when like they really focus and they'll do a little run up to the ball and then they'll slice it? That's Bruiser. Bruiser's not on this team. And he's also a fucking red card machine. Like.
Oh, Russell Dempster.
Okay. Where?
No, I'm thinking who's big, who could be centre back.
Have we got Jordan? We do, yeah.
Who do we have?
No, we have Jordan in the team. Think athletes as well. Like, so the more than hype lads, right and left wing.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Do we have our team? Who's our left back? Who's athletic? Who's small, athletic? Klong.
Oh,
there we go. There we go. That's it. You're in. We both say at the same time you're in. Mr. Linda Block got on. He asked some questions that I was saving for Katie, but she's not here, so we're going to go to his database of alternative questions he asked.
Oh, okay.
You can go back in time using the Eye of Agamotto and future endeavour one person. Who do you pick and why?
Oh, Jesus. I wasn't ready for this question. Wait, what's this? Future endeavour?
You can future endeavour one person. You can go back in time. So someone that ended up getting... Someone that stayed with WWE that you thought should have been sacked. Someone that stayed too long. Think back to your childhood. Who didn't you like? Who were you like, why are they there?
You see, I didn't like the heels, but in hindsight, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
John Cena killing all those villains. I don't know. I
No.
Who did I not like? What?
Oh yeah, sorry. I know
Yeah. Who did I not like? Who did I not like? I know as soon as this is over, I'll be like, oh yeah, that guy.
I didn't like Big Boss Man back in the day, but I really like him now.
This is what I mean. Oh wait, do you have to go back in time?
Who do I smart? But you can be like 3 years ago.
I mean,
I would have let Zack Ryder go back when he was at his Long Island peak and let him kind of live as indie, like not have him. Where did that go? Where did any of it go?
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like he was ready for a run, like doing imagine him doing the likes of OTT when it was very early. Do you know what I mean? He was super over.
But he was doing all that in 2011. So
yeah,
there was nowhere.
He was still really over because do you remember he won the IC title like 3 years after that, and he got a huge pop at WrestleMania.
No, that was WrestleMania 30. Oh, I was around for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He was still over, like.
I gotta be honest. Can we go back to this question?
Okay,
really
we can
I
go
think
back
about
to
it.
it.
Yeah.
He also asked favorite WrestleMania by decade. Is this one you're good at?
Yes, this is. I have a.
All right,
question
1
for
from
this.
1 to 10.
1 to 10. So I'm gonna go with 3. These WrestleManias mean very little to me. So just going based on what's the most iconic. I have it on DVD at home. I think everyone knows WrestleMania 3, Hogan, Andre, and all that. And then you've got Savage Steamboat, and you've got all this sort of stuff. So I got WrestleMania 3.
WrestleMania 8 for me. Bret against Roddy Piper, I believe it is, and it also has one of my favorite matches ever: Macho Man against Ric Flair. It's a really good card, top to bottom, and just flies under the radar.
Did 10 have the ladder match?
Yeah, but 10 is awful.
Okay.
We did a tweet-a-thon for 10 a while back, and it's fucking appalling. It has those 2 great matches, Bret and Owen, and then the ladder match, and that's what and it's remembered as a great WrestleMania, but it's fucking appalling otherwise. Randy Savage did a last man standing match that didn't have rules, and this is old man Savage after he was done. Like, before WCW, but when WWE were like, we're alright letting him go to WCW. And it was like, you have to pin them and then leave them outside the ring and let them get counted out because they hadn't figured out what the last man standing match was. It was really bad.
9 was when Hogan cashed in his nothing in the bank contract.
Yeah,
that's kind of hilarious though.
But that's like known as possibly the worst WrestleMania
but that's
ever.
what makes it good though, because then they're all in like
it's the Cobra Keen WrestleMania.
togas and they're in like all the Roman. That sounds hilarious. See, that's not really. I'm pretty sure the only WrestleMania I watched from that era was 3, so I should probably go with 3 just to be safe.
Alright, 1 from 11 to 20, I think there's one answer.
Oh, yeah, 17, isn't
it's
it?
17.
Yeah.
17's the best wrestling show there ever was.
Yeah.
So yeah, it naturally wins this particular contest. And 1 from 21 to 30, but we can include the ones more recently if you like.
Oh, yeah, still, for me, do you have a WrestleMania that you would consider your WrestleMania? Like something that you have a very kind of emotional attachment to? Maybe it's the first one you've ever seen, or...
Yeah.
For me, because I've got one that I consider, like, mine, and it stands above all others. 17
is, like, the pinnacle of wrestling for me, but for personal reasons, 20, because it made me get into wrestling. Like, I got in, like, a month later, like, I was like, I have to do this at the end of the main event.
So when you're seeing a video package and it shows, all the WrestleManias and doing the real dramatic kind of thing...
See, 20's real awkward, though, as well. So.
Before all that. That's mine.
Yeah.
Right, so mine is the first WrestleMania that took place after I became like an active wrestling fan, and it was WrestleMania 23.
Okay.
With Vince McMahon and Trump.
Yes.
It actually, in fairness, it actually is a good Mania. Like, it's a lot of good match on there.
Oh, I don't know if it's a good... Now, when you said
got Cena
Trump...
Michaels, you got Batista Undertaker, you've got like... What else is there? I can't remember. The Money in the Bank that I really liked, where Jeff Hardy killed Edge. Just all, again, like, for me... I look at this as my Mania. Like, this is like, anytime they're showing a video package, I'm like, there's 23.
I get that.
I was 8, by the way. 8 years old in 2007. So
16 was the one, I did a project for that in 6th class. Because the Fatal 4-Way, and I did a project in the storyline that ended with me setting up a ring in the class with chairs and doing, like, a Rock promo in front of everyone. And then I didn't tell the teacher. This is my first of many of these. I didn't tell the teacher, but then I did surprise rock bottom at the end. He was like, "What are you doing?" 16, I kind of get that.
Oh, that's
but then when you,
isn't it?
Yeah, when you look back, then it's not actually that good. But it meant so much to me as a kid, so I do get that.
Yeah, no, 23. That's where it's at.
For me,
always.
it's the next year, 24. Love that pay-per-view. Started with Finlay against JBL, a surprisingly awesome fucking Belfast Brawl, I think it was. The Money in the Bank is probably the best Money in the Bank I've ever seen. It's fucking mental and holds up today. Watch it. It will shock you. It'll be like, this is fucking dangerous. Like, I'm Sorry I Love You was on that. Edge against Undertaker. Their main event. Oh, it's loaded. Talked about Floyd Money Mayweather against Big Show. Surprisingly amazing.
Is the Money in the Bank, is that the one where Shelton Benjamin ran up the ladder or something?
No, that was the first one in 21.
Oh.
I've like an encyclopedic memory for around then because I was like a little internet writer. So I was reviewing them.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
I was the opposite. I was just like the kid just getting into it. I was like, this is deadly.
Nice. Yeah, no, that was 21 is also a class one. That is like Shawn Michaels against Kurt Angle. The first ever Money in the Bank. It has Undertaker against Randy Orton.
What's the main event? I can't remember this now.
The main event, it died a little bit like towards the end, but the main event was the first ever title wins for Batista and Cena.
I loved. Yeah, well, we're on it. Fucking 2022. I loved.
Yes, really underrated. Triple H Cena.
Yeah.
Shawn Michaels Vince McMahon.
Mick Foley Edge.
Yes,
that's all I think. That's what I think.
Yeah. You're right.
Yeah, so 25 was shit. 20.
But it had Shawn Michaels against Undertaker.
Yeah, that was it. 26 to 29 is a blur for me. I was out of wrestling this stage. I was kind of just like, I don't know.
26 is the rematch between Shawn Michaels. It's quite overrated. A lot of people say they love it, but I think that's because it was there at WrestleMania. For a lot of people. 27 may go down as the worst in modern times. The Miz against John Cena.
Oh, that was like when it was Raw and they were setting up like another match.
There was nothing. Yeah, there was nothing. I think Triple H and Undertaker had a decent match, but the rest was pretty much an episode of Raw with a fancy stadium. 28 was the first ever low blows WrestleMania, and then it's all low blows WrestleManias from there. 29 was awful. 30 was good.
I loved 30. I loved 30 and 31. I thought they were fucking
31
great.
Was fantastic.
I loved them. I thought 32 was shit.
Yeah.
And 33, 34, which is which there?
33 was
Reigns Undertaker?
Yes.
I liked that, I'm pretty sure.
Hardy Boys return.
Oh, yeah, no, that was a good one. See, I couldn't stay up for that because I had my Irish Royal next morning.
Yeah.
Biggest regret ever. Some dickhead spoiled the Hardys returning on me.
No.
Actually, Undertaker losing Mania spoiled on me. I mention that all the time. But
shit.
Yeah, but see, I was only just getting back into wrestling at the time. But it still hurt. I mean, you didn't need to mention it.
Anyway, that was a nice in-depth one.
That was a really good question.
Really good, John. Love that. Now, less of the pervy questions. Now, more of that. No, the pervy questions are
You wanted me to say, like, WrestleMania 19 where I had a bra and panties match with fucking...
There was one on WrestleMania 16. Terry Runnels against someone. I can't remember who.
There was one on 20. Because I had it on DVD. There was one on 20. I don't remember who's in it, though.
Jesus. Psycho Knock It On and asked, who'd win the fight, Cobra King or Peter Carnivals?
Peter Carnivals.
Really?
I don't need to elaborate on it, yeah. Best journalist in the country. In the country? What? He's not even Irish. Best journalist in the world.
Best wrestling journalist. Or just journalist.
Yeah, I said journalist. I meant that.
Give that man a Pulitzer Prize. Check him out. What's his Twitter?
At Peter Carnivals, but it's Paeter.
Right. And then if you want more information, I would highly recommend going on Corporate Keen's YouTube channel and looking up. Does it have Peter Carnivals in the name?
I can't remember. It's a while ago. It's like something like best journalist.
If it doesn't have that, it'd be best journalist or something like that.
Yeah, you'll find it.
It's like 20 minutes long, but it is worth your time. It's an epic story about a wrestling journalist that Keane found online. It's fantastic. Owen_Davis1 got on with two really good questions. In relation to leaked storylines, i.e. Rollins winning the Rumble, should there be journalistic integrity for news sources not to spoil the stories, or is it up to fans not to see them?
You see, you can't say it's up to fans not to see because it's unavoidable. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you go, in order to not see them, you have to avoid all social media. And, like, it's like saying, you shouldn't have encountered that story. You should have turned off your phone and never gone on it. Do you know what I mean? Because the journalists, they might, even if it's, Dave Meltzer, for example, he keeps it to his website, I think. But then, it'll get spread to Reddit because that's what happens with news. It spreads. So it's on Reddit and then it's on, so on Reddit it'll say, spoilers, this is happening, and you can choose to click on it or not. Well, it doesn't stay there. You go on Twitter and people are talking about it as if,
openly.
Yeah. And also, my favourite fucking thing is when fans, I say my favourite, it's my least favourite, is when fans, I'm saying it sarcastically, but I don't have the energy to be sarcastic. I fucking hate when fans do this. They'll complain about WWE being predictable because they spent all month reading all the plans for WrestleMania. Of course it's predictable to you, you fucking dick.
Oh, Jesus.
The point is, should they not spoil shows? I would like if they did. I don't know if there's like an objectively correct answer for this. It's kind of really personal preference, I feel. And personally, I prefer if they just didn't say anything. But, you know, we're all into different aspects of wrestling, I suppose.
I don't think there is any journalistic integrity in pro wrestling journalism. And let's call it a spade a spade.
Journalism's a loose term here.
Why would there be? Like, it's not like we're not saving lives here. Like, it's not something that's that serious or anything like that. So it doesn't really matter that much. And like, ultimately, it is just salacious gossip. Like, and I know people try and, like, Wade Keller does a good job in trying to retain some respectfulness, and there's a few others around who are like, oh, you actually have pride in your work and this and that, for better or worse, because sometimes I can find those people boring too, but, like, I don't think there is any integrity. I think part of the spoilers is part of it, and it's just an inevitable part, to the point that even, like, and there's no way of doing it. I think the people it's on to protect this are the wrestling companies themselves who don't want their product spoiled. But the problem is with WWE now, they've got a whole team of writers who, like any people in any job, don't like their boss or are pissed off and just will, like, leak these things just to fuck with their own employers anonymously. And yeah, the net is too wide. So I think it's the people it's on is on the people in the product, because that has a knock-on effect on them, for better or for worse. Sometimes people don't mind stuff leaking, like OTT, for example, as well, have no problem if people post results from shows, because that gets buzz and that gets people wanting to see on demand. So different people have different attitudes towards it, but if you don't want it, it's on the person who, like, writes and produces and owns the product to protect it. Otherwise, it's unavoidable. So there's almost no point discussing it. But a good question nonetheless. He also asked, after Pac's finger at Homecoming where it dislocated, he had to put it back in.
I genuinely can't watch that. How are you with dislocations? Did you look at that and go, ah, that's cool, or were you looking away?
No, I'm not bad with dislocations. I'm bad with, like, blood or something breaking.
I can normally deal with blood alright, but no, dislocations, I'm fucking out.
If I see a bone, I'm fucked. That's it. What's the most disgusting thing you've seen in person?
Were you at WrestlePops?
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah, I think it's kind of the go-to thing for any Irish wrestling fan that was around at the time. Curtis Murray, for those of you who don't know, flipped over the apron, over the top rope, and head first landed on top of the apron. And it was also like, it was a really, really, really hard as fuck apron too. Like, this is like, there was no give. And I'll never forget it, because this was the cereal bowl match. People were buzzing, there was flips, there was, you know, high pace energy. Yeah, you know, it's all happening, cool, whatever. As soon as that happened and you heard it, the entire fucking, like,
the
was
wind
just
just
like,
went down.
And it was silence. And then I look over and I just see blood squirting out of his head, like it's pouring everywhere, and it's like, fuck.
Yeah.
It was scary, and it was pretty disgusting as well, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be up there for me, though. I was also locked in at the back of the Tivoli and having the chat with Jerry, so I just heard the air go out and like, what's going on? But then when you saw the cut, it was awful. Declan Byrne got onto us and asked, do you really think wrestlers are not getting used care, or do you think that they are just happy getting paid? For example, I would love to be Shamrock Rovers' fourth choice keeper. I would be getting paid to sit in the stands watching Rovers play. I love how everything Declan says either comes back to Shamrock Rovers or Terry Thatcher. Yeah. Someone call it somewhat obsessive. I find it really endearing.
No, I think it's deadly. But I would say that, you know, if you're the fourth keeper, you're probably having to train and shit, you know.
Yeah.
I don't think they just sit there. Yeah. But I see what he's saying, and I think for me, it just depends on the individual. You know what I mean? You can't really say, oh, all wrestlers would love it, all wrestlers would hate it. I mean, if you're a family man and you're a bit older, and you have to provide for your kids and whoever else, I'm sure you'd be fine to just take the paycheck that comes with WWE and just, you know, stay settled and keep things as they are. But if you're younger and you're trying to, you know, get that WrestleMania main event, or, you know, you want to be the big star, then it probably gets to you if you're not being used. Like, it just depends on the wrestler.
Here's what it comes down to, and it's the answer no one likes. Money. If you're in WWE, if you're like, who was that wrestler, JTG, who was like somehow not sacked for like 7 years and continued to get paid, but probably wasn't earning a lot of money because he wasn't used or on any cards, so he hadn't built a name for himself or anything like that, like, so he wasn't getting, he probably wasn't on a good contract. So if you're in that case and like you're on like just a normal living wage, but also you have shitloads of Twitter followers and are getting grief and this and that, and like your private life is being reported, it's probably not great. But if you're you're on like a sweet ass contract, like you're Kurt Angle or something like that, and you wrestle 4 times a year and have to appear like another 5 or something like that, then yeah, you'd love getting the money. Ultimately, at the end of the day, what we have to consider is that these are normal people like you or me. Wrestlers aren't that special, and people hate when I say that because, you know, we all come from a place where we grew up admiring wrestlers and we like to maintain that somewhat. But wrestlers are people who have families and they're their jobs. That's how they pay their bills. So the best way for them to pay their bills is the best solution for them. Of course, as well, you also have to think about it. Maybe some people don't like their job and are willing to take a job that they like more for a slightly lesser wage. But ultimately, money is the big thing it comes down to. And security and quality of life and all the boring adult decisions you make. Because that's the way, if you want to accurately know how wrestlers feel or analyze it or guess these things, that's where you have to come down to. These are just normal people like you and me. So how would you be? If you'd be okay with that as a grown adult, then wrestlers would probably be okay with it. So that's the way you got to look at it. At Simpsons WWE got on to us and asked, who's the worst wrestler you've ever paid to see wrestle in person? I've witnessed a Great Khali match. It was rough.
Vader Scott.
I knew that was going to be your answer.
Yeah, because you know, like in OTT, you've got such a high level that when someone is far below that level, do you know what I mean, it stands out.
Yeah.
I genuinely don't think she was trained, and whoever did train her, they have a lot to answer for. You know what I mean? And the worst part is her promos are actually really good. Like if she could be a manager if she wanted, and she'd actually be really good at that, in my opinion. But I mean, I just can't believe some of the shit I've fucking seen. Like this. I don't know. Was she trained?
I don't know.
Katie
would know.
I don't like talking shit about wrestlers, but
that's just the answer to the question you were asked.
Exactly. Yeah, that's it, really.
I got to think about like shows that this is going to sound wanky, but like shows that I paid to see, because there's not that much, because like a lot of shows I'd be involved in or go to. OTT shows, I don't know if I've seen anyone bad, and I don't know if I want to take a shit on them, because then you're probably talking about trainees or someone who is not great because of their experience level.
And it's also like you're probably going to, if you've only been to like, say, a few OTTs, whatever, it's like you're the worst wrestler you've paid to see then is someone who's still really good. You know what I mean? It's not as good as everyone around them. Like
WWE, well, Vader Scott.
Well, yeah.
She wasn't on any of the shows that I've been at though, so I've got away with that. WWE, I don't know. I actually don't know the answer to this. I can't recall being horrified by anyone in the ring. Like, it's probably like I went to NXT. I have, like, I've been horrified. Like, I've been on shows and I've been in the ring with bad wrestlers, but I don't want to shit on them either, because like that's not the question you asked. You can ask that question if you want, and I will.
Yeah, you worded it in such a way that you can dodge this.
But no, it's not even that I want to dodge it. It's just like I don't have to name and shame people and make it awkward.
Yeah.
So like, paid to see. I don't think I've seen that many bad at shows that I paid to go to.
We're really lucky in Ireland. Like if you go to a standard Irish wrestling show, no, not very many people stand out for being that shit.
Yeah.
Like if we lived in fucking Alabama, or you know, some of the dog shit American indies you see on, like, you know, trash bag wrestling and all that, and it's like the best wrestler will be like the worst over here. You know what I mean?
I was talking to someone who I would have worked with back in the day, and they were saying, "Oh, I'm thinking about getting back into it. I love the scene now. I'm thinking about, you know, giving it another shot and getting back training." And I was like, "That's class, man. But here's what you got to look out for: the lads that have been doing it a year are better than we ever were." Like, not in a bad way. It's just like it's just come along, and that makes sense. It's the same in football, like, you know what I mean? It's just like sports evolve and things evolve, and like that's the standard that it's got. It's like lads are coming in, and like Justy said it before, I remember, on a podcast, and it's like they're coming in with full gimmicks, and they're like, here's my ring gear, here's this, here's that, here's my catchphrase, here's the little hand symbol I do. That took us like 2 years to figure out, because they're like, I just want to be a wrestler, black tights, and I want to be my real name. And it's just like that, because we hadn't learned how to think about that, or we didn't know it was important.
Your gimmick is that you want to be in the main event of WrestleMania. Your gimmick is that you fight hard and you win.
Yeah.
You get the win.
It's mad.
And you got Disturbed as your entrance theme. Solid.
I had Rage Against the Machine up there.
Oh, yeah?
For a while. I had
what one?
You Can't Kill the Revolution. What was it? No, it was actually a good song because we were in a team called the Revolution, so it made sense.
Okay.
And then we had a much better one, Pantera. They're another one. I'm just a fucking. And no, I had Led Zeppelin, Kashmir for a while. That's the one that. Yeah, that one.
That's still very, very cool music. You know what I mean?
It was really cool. Much too cool for me. Like when I think back, like I thought it was great at the time because it's a good theme song, but just I wasn't good enough to carry it. If that makes sense, you know. I shit on myself, and I wasn't actually the shits. Like a lot of the stuff that gets shit on is my really early stuff, which everyone's the shits at their fucking first few matches. Like, but like. I wasn't. You need to be a star to carry that. You need to be like Jordan Devlin level. And I was never anywhere near. I wasn't like 10% that. You know what I mean? So it was just ironic more than anything. Last but not least, Kento got on and asked a few questions. You're getting greedy now, Kento. Predict who will be holding the Universal, WWE, and women's titles this day next year.
Oh fuck.
Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar, Universal. Bam.
I had answers for this. I completely forgot. Right.
Universal. Roman Reigns.
Universal, no.
No way, he's going to do it at Mania. I think Cena is going to win at Mania one of the years.
Wait, you said this time next year?
Yeah, so it's someone leading up to Mania. So who's going to face Roman? So right, here's where I'm coming at it from. I think Roman Reigns, John Cena for A and B.
I think Bobby Lashley for Universal because I don't think Balor's going to lose the Intercontinental title all year, and. I don't know. I just think Lashley will be going for it. Lashley has size on the prize, and I think he's ready.
Okay.
What's the other one? WWE. Eric Rowan. Just gonna throw it out there. Women's.
No.
Yes. Women's Raw. Women's. I would say Becky. SmackDown Women's. I would say Asuka, but with Ember Moon soon to win it.
Oh, Ember Moon's a good show. Yeah, I could see her win it around SummerSlam-ish.
Wait, so who'd you say again? Who'd you say for titles?
I'm happy enough for that. No, I was thinking Reigns and Cena are challenging for it, so who'd be good for them to beat? Reigns would be, like, if he's back. Yeah, he's doing movies and shit now.
Yeah, but he's not wrestling. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's...
I know, but, like...
It's like a year, like, it's not that long.
No, I think he'll be back. But, like, how well he's starting to appear in pictures. He looks great.
Yeah.
Like, and you also have to remember, these guys are beasts, and they come back very soon from injury these days, like... I think I'm going to be optimistic for Reigns, and I'm going to say I think he's coming back, and he's actually a hero heading into WrestleMania against the heel Seth Rollins.
I don't know. If it was 2 years, I'd agree with you, but I don't know, a year, this is really...
Cena. Who's good to beat Cena? Who's good for Cena to beat for 17th? Who's like someone that Cena was never able... AJ Styles? Cena was never able to beat him.
Was he not? He did beat AJ Styles.
He beat him at the Rumble, to win. Yeah, that one. The 16.
He couldn't beat him, except for that one time he beat him.
They did that exact storyline. Who's like on his list of people that he hasn't beaten? Like people that had his number. Daniel Bryan is up there. Like that's a Mania main event. It does
Daniel Bryan.
But I don't want to say like the people who are challenging and holding the titles respectively. It lacks imagination. So Daniel Bryan a year from now, no, I don't see it.
I think he could.
Kevin Owens. Do you remember Kevin Owens had John Cena, like, he had his number?
Yeah, but he debuted twice after that.
Yeah, I know, but we can just forget that. It was a long time ago. Also,
Ali? No.
Also, what's the best season of the year?
WrestleMania season. I'm so excited, man.
You mark it. You fucking mark it.
Well, what are the seasons? Let's try and pretend I know something about
summer
for a sec. The summer, winter, spring, and autumn. Autumn's shit. It's depressing. It's September.
You're miserable in summer. You used to tape every week and just be like, I hate this. It's so hot.
I hate the heat, but I like... heat's not a guarantee. I'd say it's warmer in spring. And we get... What do you call it? It's... I enjoy summer, though. You know what I mean? I don't enjoy dying in the heat, but I enjoy summer. Winter, you have Christmas. It's all right. I feel summer. Well, August is also...
That's autumn.
I always think August is summer. August is my birthday. That's autumn. No way I'm picking autumn. Don't care. September's the worst month.
SummerSlam as well. NXT Brooklyn.
I'm thinking more... Well, that's not my favourite pay-per-view at all. My favourite's the Royal Rumble, which is in winter. And then WrestleMania is in spring. Spring also, it's like where you're coming up to the end of college, you know what I mean? You're kind of like... You got that buzz. And the buzz, that tends to be better than summer itself. You know what I mean?
I haven't felt that in years.
Yeah, but then just summer, I tend to have more free time in summer.
I love summer.
Yeah,
I love it.
I'm going to have to go summer as well.
Sitting outdoors, chilling in the sun, Yeah, love
Those
it.
aren't the parts I like about it, but I do like summer.
I always seem to have something to do. I always seem to be really busy in summer, and I always tend to hibernate in winter as well. So yeah, summer for me too. And now he gets on with another quiz. It's another one of Who Am I? This week it is Alexa Bliss. 5 questions. We've been doing appallingly at these for the past few weeks.
We've done great. We've put in...
CM Punk, we got 2 out of 5. Stone Cold Steve Austin, we got 0. We need Katie back for this. This is one of the things. Katie could help here. Lyrical genius. Fill in the blanks from our first NXT team. Oh, go fuck yourself. Something bliss. Glitter something bliss.
Glitter, gliss, sparkles, bliss.
Oh shit!
First song was way better.
Okay, right. Over under number of regular pay-per-view appearances 25. One-off events, i.e. Super Showdown, don't count. But NXT TakeOver does wrestling appearances only. She had the record for most consecutive pay-per-view appearances on WWE. She was on it for 20 pay-per-views in a row. NXT TakeOvers, I mean, if you're including that, I'm saying it's easily over.
Yeah?
Yeah, I happily say that. Confident.
I'm neutral. These over-unders I'm fucking awful at, so I'm going to go with yours for confidence.
She wanted, she was on every pay-per-view.
She was. I do remember that.
Yeah, so I'm easy going to go for that. Who am I? I'm engaged to Alexa Bliss. Is it Blake and Murphy?
Well, then it would be Buddy Murphy. If there's still a thing, it's Buddy Murphy.
Is it?
Well, if it's one of them, it's
because I think it's the other one.
It's not Wesley Blake. Wesley Blake was with what's her name from Tough.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay, Murphy then. I think it is. It's an obscure NXT
it's definitely
tag
Buddy
team.
Murphy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tag chums. Bam Factor ruled over the NXT tag division. I'm looking at you here, Cian.
Yeah.
But can you name either the team they beat to win the belts or the team to beat them?
Vaudevillains.
Oh, interesting.
With Leva Bates.
Oh yeah, Blake and Murphy. Yeah, remember that.
That was really that's good. Isn't it mad when you look back at old NXT? I was still because that was when Takeover started to become massive.
Yeah.
That was really good, actually.
And do you remember, about Alexa, we were just she's just another valet.
Yeah,
and then it was only when she got called up, we're like, holy shit. I think the same is going to happen with Lacey Evans. I think we've overlooked her. And WWE are supposed to be no, she's their next fucking Trish Stratus in their heads.
I'm going to politely disagree.
I'm not saying that she is good, but she's going to be big, and I think that I think she's going to come out there she's got a lot of the things that work in WWE. She's got a big, loud gimmick. She's got something that makes her stand out. The things that don't make you work in NXT, the things that don't necessarily get you over in NXT will sometimes get you over in WWE. It's a completely different ballgame. But look, Alexa, again, you would have, if I'd have said Alexa's going to be one of the main women featured in WWE, which is Blake and Murphy's valet, you would have been like, no. Sorry, don't say it. Yeah, so I'm just saying, they can surprise you. General knowledge, what's her pet pig called?
Oh, that's bollocks, man. It's not even wrestling related.
No
Keith.
I really hope it is. I fucking really hope it is. Kento, got on with the answer.
Can I change it to Nibbles or something? Because I feel like
great, Nibbles, okay.
Sure.
I really hope that it's Keith now.
Imagine I got fucked over.
I think we did quite well.
Keith or it's Steve. We got 4 out of 5, I'd say.
What did you say for the first question? Glitter?
Glitz, sparkles, bliss or something?
You are correct.
Oh, yeah, daddy.
I was really confident about the over-under. 25 pay-per-view appearances. Right. 24. Fuck you, Kendo. Fuck you. He knew what he was doing.
I was suspicious when he said, the certain whatever it doesn't count, but I was like, he probably did that on purpose to sort of fuck with us.
Question 3, Buddy Murphy. We got that right, so we're on 2. Question 4, the Lucha Dragons or the Vaudevillains, so we're on 3. So we passed. Question 5 we're never going to get. It is Keith.
I actually jumped. I was like, what?
It's Larry Steve. We never would have got that.
Larry Steve?
Yeah.
I nearly said Steve.
Oh, no!
We would have got half point for that, sure.
Oh, definitely. It was a complete random guess.
I think he asked that because I think he probably thought I would have said, Keith, Steve, Dave. They're my kind of go-to names.
Yeah.
So I don't know what to do. Fuck, Larry I wouldn't have got. I wouldn't have really thought of that.
3 out of 5. We're improving. We're getting better. It's better than 0.
Yeah.
It's definitely better than 0.
It is better than 0.
I will take that. Anyway, guys, that's all we have for this week. Remember, get in your questions for Katie Harvey, and we'll do a special Katie Harvey Ask Low Blows in the very near future. Until then, enjoy your weekend, whatever you get up to. Go to Phoenix if you can.
Go to Phoenix.
Down in Cork.
It's going to be great. I don't even know what the card is, but it's going to be great.
Check out our social media. We will have all the information up there. But until next week, when we will be back with WrestleMania party info, WrestleMania weekend party info for Corporate Cian. I've been Rick Nash, and that's the bottom line. Because Lobo said so.